Hey everybody, happy week 3. Sorry for the lateness on this. I've been sick. My kids were sick last week and they nicely passed it off to me, so I've been down and out for a couple days. So anyway, just wanted to get this discussion forum in there. I actually really enjoyed the video. She had some really good points, and her tips were helpful, and just kind of reading through how do our ideas relate to writing, and I just jotted down a couple notes. One of them for me is like when she said don't multitask, like when you're talking or listening. To me that applies to writing too. Like when I'm writing, I can't have any distractions. I don't want, usually my phone's muted. I like it quiet. Some people like noise. I just like it just be me and the paper and what I'm working on and what I'm writing. I even do that if I'm doing a serious email or something that takes a lot of time and I want to make sure it's right. I have to focus solely on that and not have all these other distractions, because I find when it's that, then I'll go through and look at it. I'm like, did I really type that or write that? That just doesn't seem right. So for me, that was one of them. Try not to repeat yourself is another one. I know in papers where, you got to get so many pages or this and that. And I know I've read papers before and I'm like, they just talked about this in the first of it. And now we're going back over, and then, it's not even the end to summarize. It's more in the middle, and you're just kind of, you kind of start losing interest at that point because you feel like you're reading the same thing over and over and over. And then another one was stay out of the weeds. I know a lot of times when we're writing, like I said, you got to get so many pages or words going for other stuff. But I think if you go kind of off topic or kind of something that's not really that relevant, it makes it just doesn't kind of flow together, I guess I want to say. So if you stay on topic, stay to point, it seems to flow a lot better. You're not, kind of bouncing all over the place, and all these kind of just coincide with each other. And then our last one was, be brief. For me, when I do emails, I try to be as brief as possible. I like to be just more to the point, get it done. Okay, this is what we need. This is what needs to happen. I find if you explain yourself or go on and on and on, you start losing interest. I do. If I get an email, it's like a 3-page long email, I'm like, I can't even, I'll read it and I'll think that could have been said in, a paragraph, not a whole, novel, more or less. So yeah, for me, those are, don't multitask, try not to repeat yourself, stay out of the weeds, and be brief. And then just a personal one for me is, I'm guilty of it sometimes too, is don't equate your experience with theirs. Like when you're talking or listening, I do that sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I did that, and and I've been really trying. I've noticed that in the last couple of years that I was doing that, so I've really been trying to do that. So it's kind of interesting for me to hear that, for how to get a better conversation. And so it kind of surprised me too. That was the one thing that did surprise me, was that, and I was really self-conscious of that. And then seeing it, I was like, oh yeah, I do that. I really need to get better at that. I really didn't disagree with anything she said. I think she was all on point with everything. All of it made sense. All of it's definitely, as far as communication goes, those are the things you really want to make sure you do. And, it'll help you improve your interpersonal communication skills. And become, listening is really important when you're speaking. Not so much in writing, because to me, when I was thinking of the listening part, I was thinking more of my audience I'm writing towards. And, obviously you want to make that interesting for them and, kind of get them interested in the first couple paragraphs, because I think you lose interest after that. So figuring out what your audience wants to hear, to kind of find some common ground. And everybody's different, and everybody has different views or different beliefs. So, just trying to find that common ground, I think, is good. But like I said, overall, that was a great video. It had some good stuff, and I look forward to hearing your guys' responses. Have a good one.